What's going on? We're getting ready to test this brute. A lot of people will get their bikes and there will be some miles on their odometer, or maybe there's some dirt on the bike or something like that, and they're wondering, hey, am I getting a used bike? And every time we have to email folks back and say, no, we take these things out for about a 5-mile ride, do a whole test ride on the thing, and really run it into the ground before we send it out. That way we make sure that everything's working. So today I'm going to do that with you guys. I'm going to show you what we do. And before I get into it, let's just go over what is on this particular customer's bike. First off, looking up front, this is a really tall rider. This is a 6'3" rider. So we have these 2-inch extensions right here for the handlebars. So that's as tall as we can get it. You know, we are limited to the cable lengths itself, and this is about as high as we can get it. As far as we know, people have been really enjoying this for taller riders. There aren't a lot of options out there for taller riders. Besides that, it has wheel covers. So this is something new. These are just ABS. They are expensive. So, you know, I think they're close to like 200 bucks or something right now. On the back, we have a new removable additional 21 amp hour battery here. This is just launched this spring. People have been loving it. You know, it almost doubles the range of the bike, even though it is 21 amp hours versus about 30. These are much better cells in here. It has an amp BMS on it, so you can connect with your Bluetooth. It still has a QS8 connector, so it's all rated to what we need to be able to keep up with this bike. And anybody that has an existing brute, you can go on our website right now, buy this as a kit, and it will bolt right onto your rear rack. It also has a Tapia seat on it, so this is giving me about 1 inch of rise on the seat height, which is really nice. But more importantly, it is so comfortable. You know, you've seen me make this comment a few times. The brute seats by standard aren't the most comfortable seats in the world. They're a little bit rigid. We've had that complaint a few times, and so we have upped our game quite a lot. And we now have a relationship with Tapia. They have made the seats for the Javelin forever, and we now have them making a really, as far as I can tell, affordable option for people. You know, you can get a handmade seat for under 200 bucks now. That's crazy, guys. These things take a lot of effort to make something like this, and we couldn't be happier with the result. So anyway, let's go take a ride. All right, so first thing, before I get it on for a longer ride, what we will always do is check the brakes first. The brakes are, you know, the most important thing on this bike. You can go as fast as you want, that's great, but if you can't stop, it doesn't matter. And that's why we've been putting these, you know, heavy-duty moped brakes on these bikes from the very beginning. And we use a really nice front fork. It's you know, another moped front fork, so you got much less flex and everything like that. And these 220 millimeter rotors. You know, it's the brute is as overbuilt as we could possibly make it. So what I'm going to do now is we do 10 high-speed stops. So I'll bring it up to full speed, about 50 miles an hour, and I'm going to stop as hard as I can, and we're going to see how I do that. So let me do those rounds. All right, I'm feeling pretty good about the brakes. Stopping in time, I'm not feeling any looseness. I'm feeling good, tight pads on there. We're doing good. So now I'm gonna do a couple high-speed runs. I'm checking the motor temperatures and everything like that just to make sure we're all looking good. We try to keep those motors. You've got to watch that 200-degree mark. That's when things start to fall apart. Now I'm going to do a handful of flybys, and I'm going to be checking my odometer and my speedometer and making sure everything is calculating correctly. We do use a GPS, but you know, it's not perfect. Depending on where you are located, the GPS speedometers are like wildly inaccurate. So you know, we try to compare a couple different things before we send it out. If you're finding that your speedometer is, you know, a mile over or under, you can always go into your screen settings and adjust that calibration point. So, all right, now let's do a couple speed tests. All right, that is feeling nice and stable. I am not feeling any wobbling of any kind. I'm hitting about 55 miles an hour. Remember, I'm a smaller rider, guys. I weigh about 140, 5'6". So, you know, when we put our numbers up online, we try to be as conservative with those estimates as possible. And yeah, that's about it on the speed and braking tests. I have dialed in my phase amps. And what I try to do when I dial these phase amps is make it so that as I accelerate, I'll get a little pop, you know, so This isn't a wheelie bike, but you know, if you are trying to get into an intersection, you want that torque. This is not a 20, 25 mile per hour class 2 or 3 e-bike, guys. The Brute is a legit motor-driven cycle. It is a moped. Let's do a couple other little checks before I go out on the road. All right, quick lighting check. I don't have my headlight on here. We leave the headlight off the bike itself when we're doing these test rides. That's getting boxed up individually right now. We test it and make sure it works, obviously, before it goes out. But it's just something we leave off because there's no point on putting it on there and risking damaging it, even though we're just gonna take it off. So anyway, I have my left turn signal, my right turn signal, my horn, brake light. My brake sensors are sending information to the screen and everything is looking good. So guys, I think we're ready to take this out onto the road. So let's go do a little trip. By the way, if you ever come out to Spark, we have a beautiful area where you can take these bikes out for test rides. This is a closed road, so that's kind of nice up here. And then we have roads that go all the way down to the ocean, so pretty nice little testing area. All right, so I'm back to my normal spot where I do all my custom bike videos, but the bike is feeling really great. Brakes are good, fork is good, acceleration is good. It's freezing today. It's like 25 degrees. The bike feels awesome. But yeah, guys, we try to put these bikes through the paces beforehand. And so just know that if you receive it and you have some miles on your odometer and you got some dirt on your tires and things like that, you're not getting a used bike. Obviously, we try to clean them up as best as possible before we send them out. But we really, really care about every single bike we build, guys. We're a tiny team, right? So we're like 5 people and we put a lot of love into these things. And, you know, every once in a while, things will go wrong, and we will always be there to support you and make sure the bike is running up to your spec. But, you know, we do our absolute best to send these things out in as perfect condition as possible. And again, we've been building bikes for 8 years. We have thousands of customers around the entire country with our bikes. And, you know, we're very grateful for everybody that trusts our team. And we want you to be able to feel comfortable getting on a bike this powerful and not feeling like it's going to fall apart on you. And so our team takes that initial risk, takes it out on the road, and does everything we can to make it run perfectly. All right, let's go.